When I was younger, ESPN was kind of the holy grail for everything for me. It contained news on every different sport. It gave me updates, gave me good talking points to think about. But as I've grown up, I've realized how wild ESPN takes actually can be and how much the debate is just there for a debate and for clicks rather than it truly being something that exists and is valuable information to sports consumers like myself. So I'm going to go through and react to this video about the worst takes from ESPN analysts or just talk show people from that, and just give my thoughts on different takes that they have and how outrageous they can be. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so let's get started. Let's have some fun with this.
This is unbelievable to me. What is going on? I understand they want scoring. I like scoring too. That is bad football.
Y'all finished?
I mean, I didn't say anything, but yeah.
Max Kellerman.
I wonder if the take is coming like further in there because it's like all he explained is like that's bad football.
We're talking about Tom Brady, who's thrown for over 67,000 yards in his career, who's a 5-time Super Bowl champion, who's going to
7-time now, but okay.
8 Super Bowls, who just finished completing a Super Bowl in which he passed for over 500 yards. Max Kellerman, clearly wrong for about a year now on this cliff that was supposed to hit Tom Brady, now wants to revise things.
For those that don't know, Max Kellerman went on a whole thing. It's like, oh, like in like 2015 or so, he was like, oh, that's like he's going to start falling off. And obviously Brady never did and proceeded to win, I think, 2 or 3 more Super Bowls since he said Brady's going to fall off a cliff. So that's just context for what he means by that yeah.
And act as if, oh my Lord, there is some explanation because I didn't know it was flag football. It's the latest excuse. Ladies and gentlemen in America, I want to give Max the floor. Let him keep revising that. Y'all take it easy. Keep revising the call.
Well, since he's out.
Is Kawhi?
No. No. There's no way that Stephen A. Smith just got up and left. I'm curious what the take was. It didn't show what his take was on that. I really wanted to know what Kellerman was saying.
ER is among.
Does anybody have a pillow?
AD is better.
Does anybody-
I actually do have a pillow.
In what world has he ever been?
Right here, because I'm having back spasms.
Is there a place that I can go where I can take a nap? Can I take a nap and kick my feet up or something?
I love how casually everybody jokes with like Max Kellerman about how bad his takes are. They're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna take a nap. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna do it. They just because they know how bad it is.
I mean, I wish I could.
I want to congratulate Giannis because those believe that I've been incredibly hard on him through the whole season. But unfortunately, no, they got it wrong. He was not the MVP of the NBA. I do not know how it was not James Harden.
What? I don't think any of Giannis's MVPs have been undeserved at all. I can't think of one that's been undeserved.
When I think about James Harden's season, I think of first. There are a lot of firsts. The guy's numbers rivaled Kareem, Wilt, Michael Jordan. When you think about system, when you think about what he had to do on his own, yes, literally on his own, he had every single teammate darn near miss games. James Harden was the system. He wasn't a piece of the system. He didn't have the coach of...
I know where he's about to go with that. He's about to say he didn't have the coach of the year. Whose fault is that for James Harden being the system of the Houston Rockets? So this is just for reference. This is Giannis's first MVP season. The season that Ryan Hollins is saying that he doesn't deserve to win it. You're saying, yeah, he rebounds, he blocks shots. Dude scores the ball. 27, almost 28 points per game on damn near 58% shooting from the field. Yes, 3-point percentage is down, but he's never been a 3-point shooter. Everybody's known this. You're saying steals per game 1.3, blocks per game 1.5. Now, if we flip it to Harden, yes, he's getting 36.1 points per game with the ball entirely in his hands. 6.6 rebounds, 7.5 assists. This season was super special for James Harden. There's no denying that. But if you are putting into terms of MVP and most valuable player to his team, Harden was the system. Giannis was just as much the system. The ball ran through him, but because they had to guard his first pass so many times, they guard the first pass, and then the Bucks were so smart and used so much ball movement, they found a better shot. So he didn't always get all of the assists, but he was the most important player on his team, no doubt about it. And he was better in every single stat except for steals. And he was still pretty close on steals. He shot better from the field on arguably less volume with just as many makes per game. Since he was taking 17 shots per game and Harden's taking near 25. I don't know. I just think this is, and also the free throws, but I just think it's a stupid take.
You did. Are you trying to tell me in that same? You're gonna sit here. You're gonna sit. I swear. I'm standing up for this. I'm standing up for this.
Talk about
Are you gonna tell me?
Tim
Are you gonna
Tebow's
tell
Hollywood.
me that Tim Tebow deserves to be
a bigger
mentioned
draw
in the
than
same
Kobe
battle
Bryant is
than
right
Kobe
now.
Bryant?
He's a big.
I can't even get words. Kobe Bryant and Tim Tebow in the same sentence is just some stuff my sister would say. Because she just doesn't know football players. Or she didn't until recently. Except for Tim Tebow. And then she knows Kobe. There's no way those two should ever be mentioned in the same sentence when they're being compared or contrasted in any single way.
Bigger draw than Kobe
He's a
Bryant.
bigger.
Yeah.
Go to break.
Wait.
Than
Right
Kobe
now.
Bryant.
He's a bigger draw than Kobe.
He's a.
Nope, that's it. We're done. I can't ever take Skip seriously. Wait. Nope, we're done. That's how I know that Skip just isn't serious whatsoever. No, I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that that was a real take. I'm gonna do one more, and it's not a compilation. It's a video from ESPN. It's JJ Redick, and I don't know if I want to do. It's gonna be JJ Redick. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. It's gonna be JJ Redick on First Take. I don't know which clip I'm gonna pick, but it's gonna be JJ Redick on First Take. I love JJ Redick, so.
We understand an upside-down world, but they're writing us off before we get to the starting line. A stalled...
There was
This isn't the one.
Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray led Denver's comeback win over the Raptors. Jokic almost had another triple-double, finishing with 17 points.
15th, 90 he was 18th.
Okay.
Okay? We judge MVP year to year. You also said the criteria or the goalposts change year to year for certain.
Over the Raptors, Jokic almost had another triple-double, finishing with 17 points.
Okay, this is it.
Points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 assist shy of that triple-double. Winners in 8 of their last 9. Denver improved to 46-19 on the year, 30-4 at home. Let's flash back to Perk and JJ on Jokic.
Well, don't come giving me this stuff about a triple-double. I don't want to hear that. Since you're scared to say it, I'm going to say it. I'm watching Jokic pass the ball, and I'm watching his guys catch and shoot. No hesitation, good or bad shot, and players know what their stats are.
I'm just trying to think of a country phrase that is equivalent to Perk being a hater.
Are you sitting here
and say that the reigning two-time league MVP is having his numbers padded?
You heard what the hell I said.
This is just factually incorrect. Are you gonna say, like, Russell Westbrook gets all the crap for stat padding when his team wins 75% of the time that he has a triple double? Jokic on percentage wins more than that. Like, the Nuggets win more when Jokic has a triple double. I think for the most part they almost always win when he has a triple double. It's in like the 90%. They've won like the last like 30 or 31 games that he's had a triple double or something like that. To say that he's stat padding is such a ludicrous argument. Oh my gosh.
Love Perk. I strongly disagree with this.
Your best player on the floor has 8 games where he has single-digit shot attempts. Make that make sense to me.
Because your best player doesn't need to always score the ball.
I'm going to go ahead and apologize to Perk because I know that he doesn't like advanced stats.
Oh, this is about to get crazy. Oh boy.
But often advanced stats inform us, they provide insight. They often reinforce what we see. So they kind of complement the eye test. I know you're an eye test guy and you don't like advanced stats, but I might use a few here. I just want to react because I didn't hear this, the idea that his teammates shoot good or bad shots. So second spectrum.
The only one I'd say shoots bad shots is Michael Porter Jr., but that bro just shoots. You know, he doesn't pass, he just shoots.
Wonderful company. They installed tracking cameras in every arena 10 years ago, and their technology has evolved. And one thing we've learned from that.
You didn't get to see it. I'll move my face cam. I'll put it down here. Just watch his face.
Years ago, and their technology has evolved. And one thing we've learned from that.
He just realizes that he's about to be wrong, I think.
Is we can actually track which players create good shots for their teammates. And Nikola.
I love how Stephen A. Smith is actually like intrigued to hear this, like see how it goes. And Kendrick's just, it's like that's so unprofessional that he's just. Like, imagine that you're just like at a meeting or anything, and you're and someone's like giving a presentation, and you're just. Kendrick is a little baby.
Jokic is top 5 in shot quality created. So if you watch them play, Perk, and I know you do, sometimes you might not stay up late on the Mountain Time Zone, but if you watch them play, when he's deciding whether or not to shoot or score, he's often making a read, because that's what good basketball players do. They make reads. So if he's getting a double, he's going to kick. If he sees the help coming too early, he's going to swing it to the corner. It's a good pass. What's the most efficient corner 3 in basketball? It's a corner 3. Look.
It's because it's 19 feet 6 inches, and the wings are like 24 feet.
Look, Perk, I want to touch on something that they didn't bring up. This idea that Dirk and Steve Nash were favored to win the MVP because they're white. First of all, you stop short at 1990. That was your cutoff point for players to win MVP not in the top 10 in points per game, which is a stupid stat to judge MVP on. This isn't middle school.
If you add any cutoff date, there has to be a reason for why you're making the cutoff date. If you just say like since 1990, there has to be a reason you're cutting it off. When they say like since 96 or since 98 for the most part, it's usually just because MJ did it and everybody expected it from MJ or something of that nature. Or they'll say the first player since MJ. You can't just cut it off at a certain date and there be no explanation.
1990, Magic won it. 89, Magic won it. 87, Magic won it. 87, he was 10th. 89, he was 15th. 90, he was 18th.
Okay.
Okay? We judge MVP year to year. Dirk Nowitzki led the league in win shares in both 06 and 07. Led the league in offensive win shares in both 06 and 07. So, yeah, he wasn't top 5 or whatever he was, top 10 in scoring his MVP season. The Dallas Mavericks were 67 and 15. They had the best record.
Winning has also always been a part of MVP, and Nuggets are first in the West. Just go through that.
In the NBA. In 05, Steve Nash was the driver of the #1 offense in the league, a team that jumped 20 wins and had the best record in the NBA.
Okay.
In 06 to me is one of the weirdest MVP seasons ever. You can make an argument Nash probably shouldn't have won it, but he was still the driver of the #1 offense in the league.
That's the way you put it. Because, yes, there's always an argument that Kobe should have won it over Steve Nash that year. But there's still reason that Steve Nash should have won it. I don't agree that he was the #1 guy for it, but there's an argument that you can still have for it, and so you can't really, like, say no.
The two best teams that year, the Detroit Pistons, 64 wins, the San Antonio Spurs, 63 wins. Guess what? They didn't have a top, their top scorers weren't in the top 20 in the NBA that year. So that was just a strange season. You could have given it to Kobe. You could have given it to Shaq. You could have given it to Tim Duncan. They gave it to Steve Nash. It's not because he was white.
It was
that you had
thing. It was just a strange.
But why did you cut it off at 1990 though? Because that was convenient. That was convenient.
I'm just saying.
That was convenient.
Hold on, time out. It was just a strange thing that it just happened. It was just a strange thing in 2006 when Kobe averaged 31. When he was playing with Kwame Brown and Smush Parker.
And what was the record that year? 42 and 40. They were.
There's only one player that I could think of winning the MVP that didn't have a lot of wins, and that was Westbrook, because bro averaged a triple-double the entire season. And he was the deciding factor of that team. Yes, Kobe Bryant was the main scorer on that team, and he averaged 31 and was a great player for a team that barely finished over 500. The two MVP candidates, for the most part, the year that Russell Westbrook won it, was him and Harden. And they were the 4 and 5 seed in their respective conference. So they were close. The winner of the MVP was going to have not a great winning, like, in terms of winning season. I don't know. I agree with what JJ's saying. Kendrick just talking out of his butt.
42 and 40.
So
let him speak.
Was he the most valuable player?
Playoffs. They made the playoffs.
That's your argument?
With that roster, you take Kobe off that team, they probably win 8 games. Okay, so let's make that very, very clear. Now,
you also don't know because they would have played a completely different brand of basketball. So who knows? So I hope this highlighted some of my issues with ESPN and mainstream sports media, for that matter. JJ Redick is one of my favorites. I love his podcast. He just talks it so real and just like keeps it low key, and like he gives it like how he sees it, and not, oh, it's like I'm gonna do a take for views. No, he doesn't need views. He doesn't need more money. He knows how much money he's made in his career. He doesn't need the clicks to advertise. Just being himself and being not necessarily right, but standing by his opinion and not trying to do just something to view it. I think Kendrick Perkins should be kicked off of ESPN. His takes have never been correct. His takes are always outrageous, and they try to highlight it as something that's just not there. So yeah, that's just the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you want more reacting content, let me know. I might do some more. But like, subscribe. We're on the road to 200 now that we hit 100. We keep growing every day. So let's just keep growing. Comment down below what you thought about any of these takes, for that matter. Yeah, that's about it. See ya.